Okay, so round 5 is free-for-all, a fact on any topic, and we're going to start with me. So my fact is that the wandering albatross can stay at sea for 5 years. Albatrosses are pretty cool in general.
Albatri?
I'm pretty sure it's albatrosses.
Disappointing. I feel like it should be something different, something better.
It's like octopuses is octopuses or octopode. It's not octopi. That's technically not correct. Or it might be now because it's so commonly used.
Could it be an albatrod?
Albatrusen?
I suppose even if you stand on it.
Hey! I like that.
But if it never comes to land?
Yeah, so it's very tricky to stand on them. But if you get them in the right order, you can actually make a stairway to heaven.
Of Albatrusen.
Albatrade, yes. So yeah, yes. Basically,
Albatrescalator?
oh, that'd be no, but that's only if they fly you up. Kind of, you stand on one and you get really tired.
Oh, that'd be awesome. And then as he gets tired, another one picks him up to the bottom, and you're just stood on a pile of dead albatrosses by the time you get to heaven.
But yeah, okay, no, that's not working in my mind because that has to be replaced by moles putting dead albatrosses underneath because you have to go up from the underside, don't you?
No, but you see, your albatross lifts you up, right? So probably one under each foot, although practicalities have big wingspans. But anyway,
yeah.
And then they get tired and they start to die. But another albatross will come up underneath the dead albatross.
Okay, so you're still flying.
Yeah, you're still flying.
Yeah, because I'm seeing a point where they both actually at some point have to hit the ground, and then you have to add a dead albatross underneath.
No one adds dead. Why would you add Why would you add a dead albatross?
Because if it's on the ground, it doesn't matter. You're just using the albatross to get.
But then you're not flying, so it defeats the point. Anyway, what's happening in my albatroscalator is that more albatrosses are joining from the bottom. However, the weight's going to increase that they're lifting, so I think they'd last a shorter amount of time. So you're going to need to increase the speed of albatross feed. So I think by the time you actually got to heaven, you'd probably be constantly replacing them. It's an impractical method of getting to heaven. You would
probably be kicked out for killing that many albatrosses. Because, I mean, God got pissed off about one in that poem.
True.
And that was just one albatross.
Yeah. I don't make the rules about albitri.
I don't know. I think God really is quite keen on the albatronies. So yeah, anyway, basically they're really cool birds. In general, just normal albatrosses or albatrodes can fly for fucking ages, basically.
Is that the new metric measurement for time?
They can fly. No.
Why metric fucking age?
They can
How long will it take you to fly
something like. They can fly for about 10,000 miles. They have been known to eat something 10,000 miles away and then take it to a chick, i.e., baby bird.
Oh yeah.
Not their prospective mate. About 10,000 miles away. But yeah, so they travel vast distances and they do it with very little energy. It's basically easier for them to fly, and they expend less energy flying than it would for them to stand on the ground. And they flap like once every couple of hours. So, you know, they spend almost no energy doing this stuff because they have this technique called dynamic soaring, which is just being understood by our lot, as in humans. And it's basically where you kind of... I don't really understand it technically, but you have to cross two... there's like a barrier of two different pressures of air, and you have to cross it at an acute angle, and it will give you a kind of a lift and thing without you actually putting in any effort by crossing it at the thing. And then you have to then turn back round and cross it in a different way, going back down through this same pocket of air. There's two pockets there, and somehow that makes for not putting in any effort. There's an image of it on Wikipedia that I saw that kind of makes sense to me, but it's very hard to explain and it's very hard to understand in my brain.
They sound like deeply lazy animals.
Yeah, basically they fix their wings and they just stay, and then they flap once every now and again, and that's about it. But the fun fact, the interesting one, is that the wandering albatross, which is like the super badass lone ranger of an albatross,
the basically prime of albatrusen.
It can stay out at sea for as long as it wants, basically. Usually about 5 years to begin with, from chick to young albatross. It will stay out there for about 5 years, and it only comes to land when it wants to mate. Yeah, and that's they can just basically live out at sea and they eat fish and fly around, and that's about it for 5 years. So it's essentially kind of a student gap year before they actually do any work, which is having other chicks of their own. And they live to about 60 years and things like that. But that's my favourite.
Thank you.
I'm going to swap things up. Laura, do you want to go next?
We have Jason next.
I do have Jason next, but you're going next now.
Okay, so my free-for-all fact is that a butterfly's wings are actually transparent. Although conceived as one of the most colourful and vibrant of insects around, the butterfly wing is formed by layers of chitin, which obviously, as we all know, is the protein that make up the madame's exoskeleton.
Personally speaking, as someone who's played Skyrim, I do know that, yes.
I do not know that.
Have you played Skyrim?
I have not.
There we go then. Skyrim is amazing. Teaches you everything.
If it were in a Formula 1 car, because I play that quite a lot, then I might know about it. But I don't. So, sorry.
Is it... Because I quite like watching Formula 1 in a weird way, in that I like being insanely bored by it. Because you basically watch stuff go around the track lots and lots of time and no one really overtakes. Is it more fun playing that? I get the feeling I've said some kind of terrible social faux pas.
Yeah, it's not boring.
It's not boring, okay.
It's not boring. People overtake a lot.
Do you overtake in the game, or does that actually happen in real life as well and I just miss it?
Both. You overtake in the game and it happens in real life, but you're clearly not paying enough attention.
No, clearly not. That's cool. I'm not an expert on it at all. I'm just
Apparently.
curious. Actually, I'm curious. I know Kimi Räikkönen, and I know Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton.
Ah, well done.
See, I know people who do stuff that I'm interested in. Cool, so why are we talking about Formula 1?
I don't know.
Oh, Skyrim, that was it. Chitinous armour.
As obviously we know, that's the protein that makes up the madame's exoskeleton. The layers are transparent due to being so thin that you can see right through them. The chitin is covered with thousands upon thousands of light-reflecting scales, which reflect different colours and make up the patterns that adorn so many colouring books. As a butterfly ages, the scales fall and leave spots of the wings transparent. However, the actual part of the wing is see-through.
Can't help but think that's a technicality, though. Because if they're covered in these light-reflecting scales, then they are effectively coloured.
But the actual wings themselves are not, because they can still fly with once the scales have fallen as they've aged.
Is it not a part of the wing?
No, it doesn't assist in any of the flying. It's just decorating.
In it. Like, my fingernails don't assist in my hand, but they're still part of my hand.
Debatable. The hair on your head doesn't assist with your head, though.
There's not a lot of hair left on my head.
But I'm trying to work out. It's like a chicken. Would you say that the feathers on the chicken's wing are part of the wing, or are they just... Because chickens can't fly without feathers, but at the same time...
I think chickens can fly.
They can. If you don't clip their wing. Yeah.
If you throw them really hard.
No, they fly quite well.
Can they properly fly, or can they just be like...
No, when you get a chicken, you clip its wings so it can't fly. That's why chickens are always running around.
Well, I'll be jiggered. Learn something new every day.
I'm very surprised you didn't know that.
I did not know that. Although I did read recently, not whilst researching this for a change, that the longest ever... There's the old story of the chicken with its head cut off running around.
Mike the Headless Chicken.
A chicken lasted for months or years, wasn't it?
Years. Mike the Headless Chicken.
Head cut off.
And he had a website, MikeTheHeadlessChickenForPresident.com.
Because it had part of the brainstem intact, the part that
just enough
guy who
to
chopped
kind
his
of
head
thing,
off missed and chopped the majority of its head off and just left the lizard brain at the back.
Yeah, they fed it with an eyedropper.
Yeah, just kept its vital functions running. They fed it through an eyedropper through a hole in its neck.
Yeah,
pretty fucked up.
Yeah, no, I can't remember. It's like it choked to death or something. He was really famous. He made a lot of money from it.
And he didn't die from having had his head cut off. It was some mundane...
Yeah. I think he choked on his food or fell asleep in the bath or something stupid like that, you know. One of those...
Did a Whitney Houston. The fame went to his head and he got a horrible crack habit and drowned in the bath.
Is that what happened to her?
Allegedly.
I know she had a drug problem and that she's probably dead.
I think she I know Mo Farah, Whitney Houston. She did die.
She's dead.
No. I didn't mean probably dead. I meant that she probably died because of the drug problem.
We're not wishing to get myself sued or anything, but I'm pretty sure she died in a drug-addled stupor in the bath.
Oh.
Yes.
Which I think is the same way her daughter then died, which is pretty tragic.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So what were we talking about?
Butterfly wings.
Butterfly wings, whether they're real or not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going to go with yes. I think that's a fact.
Okay. So moving on.
Yeah. So moving on. I believe you have some interesting facts about ducks.
Yes, my fact's about cock, and let's face it, everybody loves cock, be it your own or somebody else's. So.
And I also thought this was going to go into some kind of chicken joke then. You actually mean penises, don't you?
I actually mean penises rather than...
Or peni.
Or penusen? Penescalator?
I think we're just going up with the random...
So yes, while
phalluses.
most male birds do not have a penis...
Sorry?
Whilst most male birds do not have a penis...
How are they male birds then?
Well, you don't have to have a penis to be male.
I'm confused. Hang on. This is totally new to me. Do most male birds not have... They do.
No, they don't. He just said it in his fact voice.
I can't validate the most birds not having a penis thing. However, I did lift that piece of text directly from a fact-based website. If you check my source material here, it says http:// facts.
It's not HTTPS, I'm sorry. It's not secure, it's not fact-based website.
Etc. So it says facts in the web URL, so it must be true.
I'm intrigued. Continue.
While most male birds do not have a penis, fact, the Argentine lake duck, the duck itself only about 16 inches tall, has a penis that can extend to a mighty, earth-shattering 17 inches, the longest of any known bird.
So it got the penises of all the other birds put together?
I think it might have done. It's a penis bigger than itself, which is madness. The base of the penis is covered with coarse spines, which sounds sore, and the tip is soft and brush-like, perhaps to clean sperm that's been deposited into the female's oviduct by another suitor. When not used, the corkscrew-shaped penis retracts into the duck's abdomen.
I thought you were going to say it's used for bottles and things like that. The Argentinian what duck?
The Argentinian lake duck. Why is it not called long schlong?
I was going to say, clearly, yeah, if there's anything you were going to pick up on that duck, it's going to be the... Because even when it just takes off, just think something's dragging behind in the water. Oh no!
I believe if you'd listened properly, you'd have found out that when
it went back into the abdomen,
penis retracts into the duck's abdomen.
But even so, how can you retract a penis longer than yourself into the abdomen?
Because have you any idea about penises being flaccid and turgid, Kirby?
Yes, it's still not that flexible.
Well, yours may not be.
Maybe they are purely a grower and definitely not a shower.
I imagine 17 inches compared to body length of 16 inches, it's going to be quite the grower. And corkscrew shaped, so maybe the 17 inches is when it's uncorkscrewed, which I imagine if it's meant to be corkscrewed.
Like a unicorn horn type thing.
Sort of, but more cock.
Yeah. Well,
and
I did say horn.
Born and mythical.
Yes. Real. Factual, in fact.
Yeah. I don't believe you that other ducks don't have penises, because I don't see how that works.
I think I've heard about ducks having corkscrew penises before.
Yeah.
And some kind of spinning, spraying sperm thing.
I've heard about other... Because the male duck has a corkscrew, but the female duck has a corkscrew-shaped vagina. Goes the other way.
That sounds complicated.
Yeah.
Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. So, yes, as pointed out to me by my helpful colleague here... Most male birds do not have penises, not most male ducks. Like and comment below and tell us about duck cock.
Well, none of we know about duck cock. What we need to know about is about other bird cock.
Right, general bird cock.
Tell us about cock.
Don't Google bird cock on a work computer.
Kirby and Jason have an interest in birds with cocks.
Quite literally, chicks with dicks.
Oh, that was perfect. I've been trying to work that one in for a while, as she said. So, for round 5, are we going to go with My Albatross? Are we going to go with Laura's Transparent Butterflies? Or are we going to go with Jason's Pop-Up Duck?
My vote would be for the Albatrescalator.
The Albatrescalator? I like the Albatrescalator. Yes. Laura?
I am going to have to go with the duck penis.
I am also going to have to go with the duck penis, so that means that Jason wins the round. And also the show!
Yay!
So yeah, well done to everyone for joining me today. I've been Kirby Rawstorn. Thank you to Jason Richardson.
Thank you.
And Laura Stevens.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week. Bye!
Bye!